Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mutiara Dinata, 2321039. So today I want to try to explain to you about the book that I already read. The title of the book is The Proust and the Squid. It's the story and science of the reading brain by Maryanne. So I will try to explain to you only the first chapter. Have you ever wondered when we read something, we feel like our brain and soul is connected to something that we read? That's why Maryanne Wolf tried to explain and give the theory of how the brain works when we read something. And about the Proust and the Squid, this is the symbolize and also the title of the book that's written by Marcel Proust. For the Proust is symbolized as the complexity of human brain when we read something, and for the Squid is the deep ancient roots of reading in evolution. So between the Proust and the Squid, these two symbolize is describe how our brains adapt to this relativity's reason of human invention. And also from this book, for the first chapter said that brain is built the consciousness to identify another person's consciousness. So what does it mean? It means that when we read something, we can feel how the situation in that historical story, or maybe in someone's character or in someone's background, in the main character, feel how they feel about the situation. For example, when someone regret or deny something, they try to explain from one word to another word, and we can feel it with our soul, that how sad and how regret, or how he denied something. Or maybe when we read the book about how the slave feel they don't have any desire in life, and they feel like they just wanted to die, and we can feel it how hard they feel right now, about how hard the situation they feel right now. Or maybe about how the nice thing, and about how children's feel depression or something on the book. We can also feel it from our soul, that and we can conscious with the visual concept of it. Or even we just read a word and they didn't have the visual concept, but we also have the visual concept in our brain. That's why our brain is built the consciousness to identify another person's consciousness. And also our brain have a complex concept in describe something. For example, when we say one word like bug, the first thing in our brain is like the six-legged creature, crawling creature, right? But in the current situation, it can be something or problems in our gadgets. It's called bugs. And then from the word, we can also conclude that a word have a lot of meaning from time to time. That's why our brains also change it in the current situation, follow the current situation. And also the different children have the different story words and concept. The more the children read a lot of books, the more they have a lot of story words and concept in their brain. And on the other hand, the children who didn't read a lot, who don't like to read something, they don't have a lot of story words and concept in their brain. So that's why when we read something, our brain is changing, is also changing. That's why the Marcel Proust said, "We are what we read." And Maryanne Wolf explained about the concept of reading brain pyramid. So she gave the three levels of the pyramids. From the bottom pyramid is called decoding. Decoding is realizing the sounds of a word. When we hear the words, we recognize their sound, and then we understand what the meaning of the words is. And for the middle level of the pyramid is called the language processing. So language processing, this is the essential thing of the level of the pyramid. This is to understand the meaning of words and sentences, and we also the grasping the nuances of the sentences. And for the top of the level is called decoding. For for the top level, sorry, it's called comprehension and critical analysis. It's involve the higher order thinking, like we're trying to understand the complex ideas, or making the inferences, or maybe like evaluating something. And also for the Maryanne Wolf also describe about the visual system role in reading. The visual role in reading have the four main ideas. For the first one is called orthographic mapping. So orthographic mapping, it means like recognizing the visual form of words. Recognizing the visual form of words, it's make us easier to understand what we are reading right now. Our brain try to give the visual concept when we say, for example, like house, like animals, or like sadness, or like depression, or maybe like anxiety. They have another and they have own visual concept in their brain. That's why when we read something, we also understand what they feel, because we have a visual concept in our brain. And for the second one is a visual word form area, or it called VWFA. This is one of the essential things for orthographic mapping, because VWFA is for recognizing words. When we're recognizing words, and we have a lot of words in our storage in our brain, we can see when we see the word, we know how familiar the word is. So that's why from the familiar words, we also know the meaning of it. So as long as we have a lot of vocabulary, a lot of meaning in our brain, we can easier detect. We can conclude, or we can analyze the text easier. And also for the next one is brain plasticity. The brain plasticity is to adapt and change the word. Like the word bug. The word bug, from the ancient roots, it could be just a six-legged creature, but in the current situation, it can be the problems in our gadgets. That's why the words keep changing the meaning from time to time, and it have a lot of meanings. So when we produce one word, our brain try to connect it to the current situation, and we have a lot of meaning, a lot of meaning of the words based on the context right now. And for the last one is the connection to phonological processing. Is the connection between the words and their sound, and we can recognize their meaning and their visual concept through the sound. And that's make the brain easier to understand something that they read. So that's why when we read something, our brain changing a lot. So between the one person to another, they have the different concept, they have the different meaning of something, because they have the different thing to read between one person to another. And that's why the reading is the essential thing right now that we need to be followed from time to time, because the current situation also have the current meaning of something of the word. That's all I can explain about this book. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.